The news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Lipitor.
Meteorologist James DeFazio in for Eric Gage this week.
And James, you come in and you bring some snow with you.
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern for, since I've started here for a year now. I tend to bring in the really bad weather, which is unfortunate. I like to chalk it up to Eric just knowing when to take his time off. He's very skilled. But yes, we're tracking snow showers this morning, and we're tracking snow showers to continue overnight tonight. This morning, a couple of snow showers working up through Oneida County right now, the heaviest of which working through northern Chenango County. We're right around the freezing mark. We have winter weather advisories in place for tonight's lake effect snow. These go into effect after sunset tonight for Madison and Oneida counties. And this is where we expect the heaviest of the snow to fall. And we have a snow map to show you coming up in full weather. Also want to make you aware that there is reduced visibilities this morning. There are areas of patchy fog, some of which dense. Take a look at downtown Utica where, yes, that is snow flying across the street light there. We are off to a chilly, snowy start. Fortunately, we're not going to see much in the way of accumulation. This is going to move through really quickly, although I want to make you aware temperatures are right at or below freezing, so anything that is wet and untreated will be slick. It's also 32 with light snow at Griffiths and Rome, and it will remain breezy. These showers will continue to work northeast, and again, just a few tenths of, just a couple of few tenths of accumulation expected today. Flurries for the most part. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your forecast and take a look at that snow map. Gary?
James, thanks. The federal government.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good Monday morning and welcome back. We're taking a look at your forecast in a minute as you head out the door this morning. And yes, unfortunately, we're tracking the return of wintry weather. These two cameras, traffic cameras, are down, but I wanted to show the traffic cameras to show that the roadways are wet and temperatures are at or below freezing. So anything that is untreated could turn slick this morning rather quickly. We're not seeing any traffic issues on our traffic tracker just yet. We'll make sure that it stays that way. We really hope so. Don't want to remind everyone with that first snowfall to slow it down just a little bit more. We do have some light snow showers working into central New York, the heaviest of which are still across the southern tier, but they are headed for Utica and the Mohawk Valley. We could pick up a few quick tenths of an inch as this passes through, and then drier conditions will settle in for the day. There is also patchy fog across central New York. Be aware if you're doing any traveling this morning that you may encounter reduced visibility. We're also going to continue to see breezy conditions today, windy conditions tomorrow, gusts all the way up to 35 miles per hour while that lake effect snow falls. Temperatures nearly stable today, highs only up in the low to mid 30s with a couple of flurries. Our snowfall map, yes, we have upped the numbers a little bit. We're expecting 4 to 6 inches close to Lake Ontario, 2 to 4 inches for Utica and the Mohawk Valley, and a trace to 2 inches for the southern tier. Coming up, we're going to take a more detailed look at that forecast as well as break down the rest of the week ahead. Gary?
James, thanks. Fall is quickly shifting into winter. And
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday morning. We're tracking winter's return today for all. We're going to see widespread snowfall overnight tonight, and we're even getting a little bit of a taste of it this morning with some flurries working across central New York. Take a look at downtown Utica where, yes, the white stuff is flying. If you take a very close look in front of the street light there, you could see some flurries falling across downtown Utica this morning. Temperatures right around 32 degrees. Be very careful if you're doing any traveling this morning. We got a lot of rainfall yesterday, and the roadways are very wet. Anything that is untreated will be slick very quickly this morning. Light snow and patchy fog this morning. I want to make you aware that there are some areas of reduced visibilities, and we could pick up a few tenths of an inch of snow. After that, the remainder of the day, just a few flurries with primarily partly cloudy skies. That changes tonight as lake effect snow forms right around sunset and continues through Tuesday. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're tracking these showers, these snow showers working north-northeast up towards the Utica area. They're going to work into Utica and the Mohawk Valley. And again, we could pick up a quick coating before this is all said and done. We're tracking this area of low pressure which continues to spin out towards the Ohio Valley. We also have an area of secondary low pressure that has exited the coast. It's going to cause a lot of northwest wind, a lot of northwest flow, and unfortunately, a lot of lake effect snow. Tonight, this snowfall forecast is for the entirety of Monday night and the entirety of Tuesday. A trace to 2 inches for the areas that are farthest from Lake Ontario, 2 to 4 inches for the city of Utica, as well as the Mohawk Valley and Old Forge, and the bullseye 4 to 6 plus inches. Some areas in the most persistent bands, primarily close to Lake Ontario, possibly the Camden area, could crack 6 inches of snow, and we are expecting a slippery commute tomorrow morning, as well as a slippery day on the roads. Breezy conditions continue, windy conditions settle in tomorrow with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Primarily partly cloudy today with a couple of flurries. Temperatures relatively stable, right around the 30-degree mark. That lake effect snow develops tonight and continues to sit across central New York through the day on Tuesday. By Tuesday night, it lifts northward and comes to an end and drier weather settles in. A look at your 7-day forecast. Winter continues through Veterans Day, and we continue to see northwest flow on Wednesday and Thursday. A mix of rain and snow showers. We're not expecting any additional accumulation, but still, that northwest flow brings us showers. We begin to dry out as we head towards the weekend with slightly warmer temperatures. A little bit of improvement, but we get our first taste of winter tonight.
We were due.
Yes, we were.
And here it comes.
It's that time.
James, thanks. Well, if you're one of those, thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. It is lightly snowing out there this morning. No accumulation right now, but James, you were saying that it is expected to change tonight, right, James?
Yes, for sure. We're expecting some light flurries to continue through the morning, and we could see a light coating of snow this morning. I don't expect too much in the way of accumulation until overnight tonight. I'm going to switch the graphics here for you guys so that you can get a better idea of what's going on out there. We're tracking a few things this morning, one of which is some reduced visibility associated with fog. And that is going to continue to improve as the morning progresses, as will conditions, because we have snow showers working towards Utica and the Mohawk Valley. Once these move through, we're only going to see flurries for the remainder of the day. However, as these showers move through in the early morning, we could see a quick coating. We're not going to see much more than a couple tenths of an inch. Winter weather advisories are in place for lake effect snow across much of Oneida and Madison County. The highest totals going to be across northwest Oneida County and in Oswego County as well. Fog beginning to improve. We're up to 6 miles of visibility at Rome after being near zero a little while ago. A couple of light flurries falling in downtown Utica. It's a very beautiful start to the day. Roadways are wet. Want to make you aware of that because temperatures are right around the freezing mark. Anything untreated could turn slick rather quickly. We aren't going to warm up a whole lot today. Highs only in the mid-30s. 32 degrees with light snow at Rome. Blustery conditions return this afternoon. Again, these showers will continue to work to the northeast, and we could see a very light coating as they do so. After they work through, nothing other than flurries with highs right around 35 degrees. Coming up, we're going to show you that full snow forecast for overnight into Tuesday. Gary?
James, thanks. Senators, late last night.
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good Monday morning. We're tracking winter's return this morning. Taking a look at your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We have snow showers working across central New York. A couple working through northern Oneida County right now into Hamilton County. We're also tracking this cluster of light snow that's working up through Madison County, northeast towards Utica and the Mohawk Valley. Utica and the Mohawk Valley looking to see a little bit more light snow this morning before things calm down for during the daytime hours today. We're tracking light snow and patchy fog for this morning, a few flurries during the daytime hours today, and then overnight tonight, our first true accumulation of the year arrives. Lake effect snow tonight and for the majority of the day on Tuesday. Your temperatures across the region were around or below the freezing mark in many locations, and that's a bit of an issue because we got quite a bit of rain last night and snow continues to fall. There's wet roadways out there. Anything that goes untreated this morning could turn slick very quickly. Temperatures are not going to rise very much at all today. Highs only in the mid-30s, right around 35 degrees. It's 32 degrees with light snow falling up at Griffith and Rome. We're forecasting yet another blustery day today. Winds will pick up as the day progresses and peak during the afternoon hours. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your snowfall forecast, who can expect what and how much, and when it's going to arrive. Gary?
James, thanks. Veterans Day is a day to...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday morning. We're waking up to a little bit of wintry weather, and it's a taste of what is to come over the next 48 hours. Winter really arrives today, and we see accumulating snow overnight tonight. Take a look at downtown Utica, where there are flurries flying this morning. They're very light right now. However, the roadways are very wet. We saw quite a bit of rain before it got cold enough for it to change over to snow. So if you're doing any traveling this morning with temperatures at or just below the freezing mark, just be aware that there will be slick spots forming rather quickly this morning. Light snow and patchy fog is out there for this morning. I'm just now realizing that says 4 and not fog. We'll get that resolved. A few flurries today during the day, otherwise just cloudy conditions. And then lake effect snow forms tonight, right around sunset, and lasts through the day on Tuesday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The widespread rain has moved off to the east from the Capital District. We're tracking these very light snow showers that are working north-northeast, and they're headed for the Utica area. We are expecting Utica to see a couple of light snow showers as we head into the morning hours. We could pick up a quick coating, a few tenths of an inch likely. We're going to continue to see northwest flow as this low has exited the region. We're going to, and that northwest wind over Lake Ontario is going to create quite a bit of lake effect snow for an extended period of time. This snowfall forecast is for all of Monday night and all of Tuesday. This is for the snow totals by Tuesday evening. A trace to 2 inches for the southern tier in the areas farthest away from Lake Ontario, 2 to 4 inches for the city of Utica and the Mohawk Valley, 4 to 6 inches closer to the lake, as well as across northern Oneida County. We're also going to continue to see blustery conditions during the day on Tuesday. Despite breezy conditions today, borderline windy conditions tomorrow with wind gusts all the way up to around 35 miles per hour. Primarily cloudy skies today with a few flurries. Again, this morning, a few tenths of an inch of snow are possible. Lake effect begins to form right around sunset and sets up right across Oneida County, right along the thruway corridor and right along northern Oneida County. And that is where it's going to sit for the majority of the time. Tuesday afternoon, it lifts a little bit farther south, and then as we head towards late Tuesday evening, it lifts northward and comes to an end. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we're tracking winter's return today, highs only in the mid-30s, a very snowy Veterans Day with highs around the freezing mark. Northwest flow continues Wednesday and Thursday. It will continue to bring showery weather in our direction, a mix of rain and snow with slightly warmer temperatures, and we're not going to see any additional accumulation at least. And then drier weather for the weekend.
Yeah, so go to the sheds, get your shovels out today before tonight.
Correct. Absolutely.
James, thanks. Well, many airports are dealing with...
The news with Gary Libator and meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libator.
Meteorologist James DeFazio in for Eric this morning.
And James, when you fill in, you bring some pretty rotten weather.
I do, apparently. We say I caught the Jill curse because Jill used to pick up the tornadoes, but for me it seems to be wintry weather so far. But yes, our first taste of winter today. We're seeing snowflakes this morning, but we're not going to see the real accumulation until overnight tonight. Let's take a look at downtown Utica, or what I should say at the, we'll take another look at the radar quick before I take a look at Utica. You can see these snow showers off to the south of Utica, but they're approaching Utica and they're working towards the Mohawk Valley. So while things are calm for now, That's going to change. Winter weather advisories are in effect from 6 p.m. tonight to 6 p.m. tomorrow, and that is for lake effect snow that is going to set up shop across Oneida and Madison counties. We will still see snow across northern Oneida County and Lewis County as well, but the highest totals look to be right around the Oneida-Madison County border, where 4 to 6 inches of snow is possible. We're keeping an eye also this morning for patchy fog. If you're doing any traveling this morning, beware you may encounter some reduced visibility. Again, just wet roadways right now in downtown Utica. No snow currently falling, although be aware with wet roadways and temperatures right now right around the freezing mark, things could turn slick rather quickly. Temperatures have consistently dropped through the night tonight, so just give yourself a little extra time to slow down and stop if you're doing any traveling this morning. Temperatures don't rise a whole lot today. Highs are only going to be in the mid-30s. We're at 32 degrees with light snow at Griffis and Rome. A 6-mile-per-hour breeze from now. This breeze will increase as the day progresses. We're going to see breezy conditions this afternoon, windy conditions tomorrow. Again, these showers are working north-northeast. They're going to work towards the Utica region and the Mohawk Valley, and we all will pick up a light coating, possibly a few tenths of an inch. Otherwise, after that, just flurries, no additional accumulation until overnight tonight, highs near 35. Coming up, we're going to break down how much snow to expect and exactly when to expect it. Gary?
James, thanks. The federal government shut down.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good Monday morning. We'll take a look at your forecast in a minute. And in general, we're tracking winter's return today. Taking a look at local roadways this morning, they're wet, which is a little bit of a concern because temperatures are right around the freezing mark. Anything that goes untreated could turn slippery this morning, and we're seeing evidence of that now. We just had our first travel issue appear on the traffic tracker. There is a car accident on the southbound ramp of Route 8 near the Pinnacle Road exit. I will zoom in on that for you. Again, this is on the Pinnacle Road ramp onto South 8 southbound, heading onto Route 8 south. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're tracking some very light snow showers that will continue to work towards Utica and the Mohawk Valley as the morning progresses. We could pick up a couple tenths of an inch, but more or less this is just going to be aesthetic, pretty snow. We're also tracking some areas of reduced visibility this morning, some areas of patchy fog. Only 5 miles of visibility at Rome. Keep that in mind if you're doing any traveling. Another breezy day today, going to be even windier tomorrow. Tomorrow gusts all the way up to 35 degrees are possible. We don't warm up a whole lot today. Highs only in the mid-30s, right around 35 degrees during the mid-afternoon. Our snowfall forecast for tonight, we have upped the amounts a little bit. 4 to 6 inches for the areas in northwest Oneida County and closest to Lake Ontario. Again, this lake effect, this snowfall, this accumulation does not form until tonight. And this snowfall map is for the entirety of all of Monday night and all of Tuesday. Coming up, we'll break down when you can expect that to start. Gary?
James, thanks. And as fall is quickly
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday morning. We're tracking some snow showers this morning and true winter's return. We're all going to see wintry weather temperature-wise and widespread snowfall overnight tonight. Take a look at downtown Utica, where I want to make note of how wet the roads are. We're not seeing any snow falling at this hour, but temperatures are right at the freezing mark, and anything that goes untreated could turn slick rather quickly. Just want to keep that in mind if you're doing any traveling this morning. Give yourself some extra distance to slow down and play it safe. Light snow and patchy fog is out there this morning, some areas of reduced visibility. We're tracking a few flurries for the daytime hours today, but no significant accumulation. That changes tonight, though. Lake effect snow forms tonight, and it lasts through the day on Tuesday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar off to the capital region here that I am blocking. This is our low pressure center that brought us that widespread rainfall. That is continuing to work off to the east. We have a couple snow showers continuing to work through the region. They're primarily across the southern tier, working through Hamilton and Norwich. These will continue to lift north-northeast, and we'll see some light snow work across Utica and the Mohawk Valley as the day progresses, across the Mohawk Valley as the morning progresses. Excuse me. We're going to continue to see northwest flow behind this area of low pressure, and it's going to draw in lake effect snow. Lake effect snow beginning to form off Lake Erie. We will see that form off Lake Ontario later this evening, and that is why we are forecasting a widespread accumulation. This is for the entirety of Monday night and the entirety of the day on Tuesday. A trace to 2 inches for the areas farthest away from Lake Ontario, 2 to 4 inches for Utica and the Mohawk Valley, 4 to 6 inches for northern Oneida County, as well, especially northwest Oneida County, as well as central Madison County. That Madison County, Oneida County line going to see some very, very heavy snowfall. It's also going to stay breezy not only today but into tomorrow. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible tomorrow afternoon. Primarily cloudy skies today in between those flurries, but that lake effect really kicks off right around sunset and very quickly. We see lake effect snow showers right along the I-90 corridor through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning, a slippery commute Tuesday morning, scattered snow showers during Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday evening, band lifts north and completely comes to an end and fizzles out. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, a very wintry start to the week, a very chilly start to the week, highs only in the mid-30s today, an even chillier day tomorrow for Veterans Day with plenty of snow showers, highs around the freezing mark. Northwest flow continues for Wednesday and Thursday, continuing that showery weather, but slightly warmer, so it's going to be mixing with rain at times and no additional accumulation. And then drier weather settles in for the weekend.
Yeah, it is November.
Yes,
we were due.
We are overdue.
James, thanks. Now to the sports once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. It is lightly snowing out, at least it was a little while ago. No accumulation right now, but James, you were saying that will change tonight.
We are expecting widespread accumulation tonight. We're all going to see a little bit of our first taste of snow actually accumulating on the ground. This morning, we're getting our first taste of looking at it. Taking a look at your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Off to the east, our low pressure center has exited the capital region. That was the widespread rain we saw yesterday. We're now seeing a little bit of back-end snow showers, very, very light in nature. These are going to continue to work through Oneida County and the Mohawk Valley throughout the morning, but they're not going to add up to a whole lot. We might see a couple tenths of an inch. That would be at the absolute most. Your winter weather advisories are in effect for Oneida and Madison counties because we are expecting lake effect snow for the entirety of the overnight tonight. This band is going to form right along the Oneida and Madison County borders, and this goes into effect at 6 p.m. tonight. Some areas of patchy fog this morning. Hamilton down to only 3 miles of visibility. Keep that in mind if you're doing any traveling this morning. Roadways remain wet, and temperatures are right around the freezing mark. So be aware. Just give yourself some extra time to slow down. If there's anything untreated, it absolutely will be slick. 32 degrees in Rome, 30 in Hamilton, a little bit colder to the north. And again, we're seeing some of these flurries working into central Oneida County. 32 with light snow in Rome. Breezy conditions return this afternoon. Again, these showers continue to work in the north-northeast direction. Behind that, just a few flurries. Highs today right around 35 degrees. Coming up, we're going to break down tonight's lake effect snow forecast. Gary.
James, thanks. Senators late last night reached a
providing dignity, choices, and compassionate care at home.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good Monday morning. We continue to track winter's return this morning, and on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, it's very light at this time, the heaviest of which is still working through the southern tier. Northern Shenango County, Madison County, and extreme southwest Oneida County, seeing some light snow showers at this time. These will continue to lift north-northeast. Just a light accumulation expected across the Mohawk Valley today, if any at all. We're really expecting accumulation to hold off until overnight tonight. If anything does stick to the grass, it would just be a couple tenths of an inch of snow during the day today. Really just more of an aesthetic look today for us, priming us for what is to come tonight. We're tracking light snow and patchy fog for this morning. Just be aware if you're doing any traveling that you could encounter some reduced visibilities. A few flurries during the day today, but again, it's not going to add up to very much. That changes tonight. Our first accumulation, widespread lake effect snow for all of Monday night and for all of the day on Tuesday. And we do have a updated snow map that we are going to be showing very shortly. Temperatures this morning, chilly. We're right around the freezing mark or below. 27 in Otter Lake. We're down to 31 now in Westmoreland, 28 at Sherburne and Earlville. Please be careful if you're doing any traveling this morning. Roadways are very wet as a result of the amount of rain we received yesterday, as well as some of the light, wet snowfall this morning. Just give yourself some extra distance to slow down. Anything untreated will be slick. 32 with light snow falling up at Griffiths and Rome. Winds are at 6 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. This west-northwesterly wind will continue for several days, the next 4 days through Thursday, continuing to bring us showery weather, snow showers for now. We're going to track blustery conditions to return yet again this afternoon and yet again on Tuesday. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your forecast as well as who can expect how much snow and when. Gary?
James, thanks. Veterans Day is the day.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday morning. One of the things I wanted to mention, and you can see off the tower cam there, is we have areas of patchy fog out there this morning, and some of it is quite dense in areas, as you can see off our tower cam. So if you're doing any traveling this morning, just keep that in mind. We'll take a look at the visibility tracker as well. Take a look at the webcams from around the area, courtesy of the New York State Mesonet. Some areas waking up to some white stuff on the ground this morning. Westmoreland showing a little bit of snow on the ground, a coating of snow. Osceola, Redfield. Some of us still were a little too warm. I know it was green in the city of Utica, still green in downtown Utica. But we have wet roadways with temperatures at freezing or just below freezing. So just give yourself some extra time to slow down out there. Anything that goes untreated this morning may be slick. Another look off the tower cam showing just how dense that fog is. We can't even make out the trees that aren't too far away from that camera. Light snow and patchy fog continues this morning. We're tracking a couple of flurries today, but they're not going to add up to anything. We're not going to see any significant accumulation today, but that changes tonight. Lake effect snow arrives tonight shortly after sunset and continues all overnight and through the entirety of Tuesday. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're tracking a few flurries across the southern tier, and they are lifting north-northeast. Utica and the Mohawk Valley will see a couple of flurries before things change over to cloudy conditions. This isn't going to add up to very much, maybe a couple tenths of an inch across the southern tier, across Madison County. That would be the extent of what we would see this morning before drier weather builds in. That changes later tonight because we're going to have northwesterly winds behind this low pressure center. Lake effect snow already beginning to form off Lake Erie with north winds. Once these winds become northwesterly later tonight across Lake Ontario, we're really going to see things ramp up. Our snowfall forecast is for all of Monday night and for all of the day on Tuesday. A trace to 2 inches is expected for the areas farthest away from Lake Ontario, 2 to 4 inches for Utica and the Mohawk Valley, and a widespread 4 to 6 inches for northwest Oneida County, central Madison County, and the closer you get to Lake Ontario, the higher those numbers are going to get. We're going to see some localized areas of 6+ inches as you get closer to the lake. We're tracking windy conditions, breezy conditions today, windy conditions tomorrow. gusts all the way up to 30 miles per hour. Primarily cloudy conditions today until sunset, and then lake effect snow forms, settles over the area around across I-90 for the entirety of the overnight. Snow showers during the day on Tuesday. The band lifts south and then lifts northward before fully falling apart overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. A look at your 7-day forecast. A wintry start to our week. Very chilly today with highs only in the mid-30s. Widespread snow during the day on Tuesday. Showery weather continues Wednesday and Thursday. We begin to dry out as we head into the weekend. With a little bit warmer temperatures, we're back up to near 40 degrees as opposed to right around the freezing mark like we are today.
Yeah, get those shovels ready.
Yes, prepared for tonight.
James, thanks. Well, many airports are dealing with
News with Gary Libator and meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libator.
Meteorologist James DeFazio in for Eric this week.
And boy, you brought some weather with you, didn't you?
I did. We have some light snow showing up on the radar, but we have much bigger issues to deal with. We have winter weather advisories in place. And take a look at the snowfall map for tonight. We are looking at some significant accumulation. Most of this is going to fall overnight into Tuesday morning. If you wake up tomorrow morning and you don't see a ton of snow on the ground and you're in one of these zones that is forecasted, don't panic. It's going to snow all day long tomorrow. This snowfall map goes through Tuesday evening. We're forecasting a trace to 3 inches for areas farthest away from Lake Ontario, 3 to 6 inches for Utica and the Mohawk Valley, a very narrow band just north of Utica, just south of Rome, and northwest Oneida County going to see the highest of totals. Even at this hour, we are still seeing areas of reduced visibility and some foggy conditions across the region. It's clear down in Utica and beginning to dry out. We're not seeing those widespread wet roadways we saw this morning, but we are still seeing some areas of reduced visibility. 32 degrees with cloudy skies at Griffith and Rome, and yet again, each afternoon, we're going to continue to see these breezy conditions return, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds each afternoon, every day this week. Today, these flurries continue. Snow develops as we head into the overnight. Winter weather advisories go into effect at 6 p.m. Highs right around 35. We're going to track when this snow arrives, exactly what to expect, and break it down in detail coming right up. Gary?
James, thanks. Brand new this noon, the owner of a Verona horse stable pleads guilty.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday afternoon. We're tracking winter's return today. We saw a few flurries this morning. We're seeing a couple of flurries now, but the real storm arrives overnight tonight as lake effect sets up and really brings us our first widespread accumulation. Take a look off our tower cam where the visibility is still reduced. It may be afternoon, but we're still seeing some areas of patchy fog across central New York, and I want to make you aware of that. If you're doing any traveling anywhere across New York State, you could encounter some areas of patchy fog. These light snow showers, very light to the point that they're not accumulating in patchy fog, will continue into the afternoon. Then we're tracking heavier lake effect snow to develop Monday night into Tuesday, approximately after 6 p.m. tonight. And then breezy conditions tomorrow will cause blowing and drifting of snow. Wind gusts tomorrow 30 to 35 miles per hour. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Central New York, quiet and dry, primarily cloudy. Back to the west, we're seeing some very light snow working through the Finger Lakes from south to north, and this is all due to the wind direction right now. Right now, we have a southerly wind direction in the wake of the low pressure center that brought us that widespread rainfall yesterday. As this continues to work eastward and off the coast, we're eventually going to end up with this wind direction right here, this northwesterly wind direction. And when that begins to cross Lake Ontario around 6 p.m., that is when that lake effect will really ramp up. Again, breezy conditions every single day this week, but the windiest day of the week is going to be Tuesday with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. A look at your snow map. Yes, we have up the totals. High resolution data has come in to help us really fine tune this. A trace to 3 inches for all of us. the farthest away from Lake Ontario, can expect a light accumulation. 3 to 6 inches for the city of Utica as well as the Mohawk Valley. Rome as well. And then we have this extremely narrow band across just central Oneida County. This band is going to form very narrow somewhere across central Oneida County. Where we pinpoint the exact location of that is really going to pinpoint who sees these really high snow totals. We could be a little bit off on where we currently had this placed. We may have to make some last minute adjustments. As of this time, we do expect it to form just north of the city of Utica and primarily to the west of Utica. Taking a look at SkyCast for today. Cloudy skies with a couple of flurries. Lake effect machine turns on after 6 p.m. and then along the I-90 corridor, we see steady snow for the entirety of the overnight. Snow showers continue into the day on Tuesday. They're a little bit more scattered than they are overnight tonight. They lift northward during the evening hours, and then we get a little bit of a break Tuesday evening before more showery weather settles in for Wednesday. Look at your 7-day forecast. We're definitely entering wintry season. Temperatures today only in the mid-30s. We're tracking flurries. Tomorrow, a very wintry day. Veterans Day looking widespread snow, blustery, highs only around freezing. Showery weather continues Wednesday and Thursday, but at least it's warmer. Temperatures are in the upper 30s to near 40. Snow will mix with rain. We're not going to see any additional accumulation. We just got to get through Tuesday.
And as you mentioned, that one thin band, those are going to get the most snow, right?
Absolutely. Where that sets up, by far, we'll see the most intense snowfall rates and the highest totals.
So it could vary, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
James, thanks. As we are preparing for our... Good afternoon once again, and thank you for joining us. Get ready for our first big snowfall of the season, and it's a little bit tricky predicting this one, right?
It is. It's a little bit nuanced. We have a lake effect band that's going to be very narrow, and its exact location is going to see much higher snow totals than the rest of the region. We're just looking at flurries for today and cloudy conditions across central New York. We're not going to see any accumulating snow work in until after sunset tonight. Lake effect begins to form after 6 p.m. Winter weather advisories are in place for Oneida and Madison counties, and this is in effect from 6 p.m. tonight until 6 p.m. Tuesday night. We're going to be seeing about 24 hours worth of snow. It's going to snow for the entirety of Monday night and for the entirety of Tuesday. And by the time all is said and done, these are the totals that we are expecting. A trace to 3 inches for the locations that are the farthest away from Lake Ontario, a widespread 3 to 6 inches for Utica and the Mohawk Valley, and then a very narrow band of 6 to 9 inches across central Oneida County, just north of the Thruway, just north of Utica, and 6 to 9 inches for northwest Oneida County, as well as the Tug Hill Plateau. We continue to see areas of patchy fog this morning, despite the fact we're into the afternoon hours. Just want to pass that along. If you're doing any traveling, you may encounter some reduced visibility. Mainly cloudy, and we're drying out across downtown Utica. We were very, very wet with standing water this morning. That has since dissipated, and we're going to continue to see primarily just cloudy conditions before this lake effect develops. 32 degrees with cloudy skies. Breezy conditions continue. A west wind out at 13 miles an hour. Once this wind turns more northwesterly, we're really going to see this lake effect get itself going rather quickly. Flurries for the daytime today with highs in the mid-30s. Snow develops later this evening. Coming up, we're going to break down the entire timeline of the snow forecast. Gary?
James, thanks. American researchers are using ground...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday afternoon. We can finally see the city of Utica off our KFV Tower Cam. We've had reduced visibilities and areas of fog all morning. They're beginning to finally thin out. We are still seeing some very rogue areas of reduced visibility, so I can't say the fog is completely dispersed, but it's certainly nowhere near as dense as it was this morning. Some light snow, flurry level without any accumulation, and patchy fog continue into this afternoon. We're tracking widespread lake effect snow, widespread accumulations tonight into Tuesday. That develops after 6 p.m. tonight. So breezy conditions tomorrow are going to settle in. It's breezy today, but it's going to be breezier tomorrow, and that will cause the snow to blow and drift at times. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, primarily cloudy conditions across central New York, flurries back to the west of Syracuse. We are going to eventually see snowfall work in our direction as the wind direction changes to more northwesterly. If we look back towards Lake Erie and towards Cleveland, as we see that northwest wind coming across Lake Erie, that will soon be working its way across Lake Ontario, and then that will bring snow from back to the west towards the east in our direction for the entirety of the overnight and for the entirety of the day tomorrow. Breezy conditions today, but windy conditions tomorrow. Wind gusts tomorrow all the way up as high as 35 miles per hour possible. A look at your snowfall forecast. Widespread snow, and this is until Tuesday night. It's going to take a while for all of this to pile up. You're not going to wake up to these amounts tomorrow morning, but at the time all is said and done, a trace to 3 inches for the areas farthest away from Lake Ontario, 3 to 6 inches total for the Mohawk Valley, the city of Utica, as well as Rome, 6 to 9 inches along this extremely narrow band, which is going to set up right across central Oneida County. We're pinpointing the exact location of that band is where we're going to see these higher totals of between 6 and 9 inches. We're going to continue to fine-tune this. As of right now, we do believe that's going to set up just to the north of Utica, in between Utica and Rome. Primarily cloudy skies this afternoon ahead of those widespread lake effect showers that develop after 6 p.m. Once they do, they really park themselves right along the I-90 corridor for the majority of the overnight. Widespread snow across central Oneida County. As we head into Tuesday morning, scattered snow showers across all of central New York. The lake effect band primarily focuses to the south during the afternoon hours, but as we head into the evening, it lifts back northward as it weakens, lifts off to the north, and then drier conditions finally begin to settle in, at least for a couple of hours, before showers return yet again for Wednesday. A look at your 7-day forecast. We're changing seasons. We're heading into winter today. It's very chilly out there, and we're seeing some snowflakes, our first flakes of the season. We're going to get our first widespread accumulation tonight. Showery weather continues into Wednesday and Thursday. It's not going to be dry at all. This northwest flow continues, but unfortunately, or I should say, but fortunately, it's going to be warmer. We're not going to see accumulations, a mix of rain and snow with temperatures near 40.
So November 10th, the beginning of winter.
This year, you can mark it down.
James, here it is. Well, a new skincare
News with Kristen Copeland and Jason Pallas.
We'll get to all those stories and more in a minute, but first, a wintry weather advisory starts tonight. Lake effect snow is coming.
Yeah, here comes winter, right? How much will we get? Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is tracking in the Weather Center.
Well, it's enough to cause problems for Tuesday morning's commute. It is not going to be a huge event, but for some of us, it's going to be enough where it's going to cause some headaches. Let's take a look at what's going on tonight. Widespread snow to the east. We actually got lucky here. This ended up missing us and it's going to continue to move out. Well, we will have a few light snow showers this evening, but we're watching is to the west. Out towards Buffalo is the beginnings of lake effect snow, and this is going to develop tonight and produce a few inches of accumulation for many of us. In this blue zone, though, we're expecting a very narrow, heavy, intense band that could produce as much as 5 to 9 inches or more of snowfall. This is going to be very close to the Mohawk Valley. We've got it pinned just south, but again, it's going to be a close call. If you're driving along the thruway heading west tomorrow morning, this is going to be problematic, again, producing some poor visibility. And this is a pretty quick hitting system, so it's not going to last long, but it will have high impacts for Tuesday morning's drive. Snow showers this evening, temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. No problems traveling this evening, but again, some tricky travel early Tuesday. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A horse stable.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking lake effect snow that develops tonight, and it accumulates tomorrow, causing some slippery roads. We're going to break this all down for you. We'll start out by looking outside tonight. Live look at downtown Utica. It's cloudy. We do expect to see some light snow break out this evening. it should not cause any big problems. The steadiest snow is to the east. So if you're driving out towards Albany, you'll run into this. This is heading east, and this is on the backside of yesterday's rainmaker. Ends up ending as some snow for eastern New York. What I'm watching is to the west. Our winds are changing direction, and we're expecting a response from Lake Ontario with the development of lake effect snow tonight. This is going to be around through tomorrow. In fact, here's what to expect timeline. Tonight, this gets itself together. It organizes, especially after midnight. The lake effect snow becomes heavier towards daybreak. A few slick spots are expected, especially late. Tuesday morning, this is going to have the highest impact. It's not going to be a big event, but it's going to be your typical lake effect snowfall where it's going to fall heavy in a very small area, and you're going to expect very changeable road conditions and visibility driving into work tomorrow if you are working tomorrow. And then Tuesday evening, lake effect snow will be winding down. Still a few slick spots, but things will be a lot better later in the day. And as you can imagine, with the snow coming, the cold temperatures are going to be dealing with a wind chill only in the 20s, the low 20s tomorrow. So it's going to feel very much like a winter day here in central New York. Bigger picture, again, low pressure heads to the east. The wind direction changes. We're going to see a response from Lake Ontario. This is the snowfall forecast. This is through tomorrow evening because we do expect some snow tomorrow night too, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But I want to highlight a few things. The general idea is the snow falls heaviest west and just south of Utica. This blue indicates the narrow part of the band, which could produce as much as 5 to 9 inches or more of snow. In this light blue zone from Utica to Little Falls, north of Cooperstown along the Route 20 corridor, 2 to 5 inches. This also includes Old Forge and Boonville. And then a trace to 2 inches of snowfall across the southern half of our area, southern Otsego, Shenango County. And also there's going to be a little bit of a shadow across this part of Herkimer County. This is north of the Mohawk Valley. This could extend into parts of Oneida County too, just north of Utica. The snow begins tonight. It becomes heavier towards daybreak, and for tomorrow morning, this is what it looks like for the morning commute. Again, bands of lake effect snow, likely just south of Utica in the morning. This will continue into the afternoon. We'll get some breaks here, especially by the evening time. Things kind of quiet down, but then there will be more snow that develops as this lifts back to the north, heading into tomorrow night. And this could produce another inch or two of snowfall north of the Mohawk Valley. So again, this is for tomorrow night. Should be on the lighter side here, but it's not going to completely stop. We'll be dealing with some light rain and snow showers here Wednesday and Thursday. Lake effect snow tonight, low of 26. Tomorrow, lake effect snow steadiest in the morning. Again, we'll get some breaks in the afternoon. A windy and cold day, a high of 33. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow showers Wednesday and Thursday. These are on the lighter side. I'm not expecting big problems for those days. Friday looks cloudy. We'll see some sunshine heading into the start of the weekend.
Bill, thank you. I mean, this is the point where, do you even have your snow brush out?
It's in the car.
Got to dig it out.
I have to do that still. Gloves, hats, shovels. I haven't done anything.
Get them ready. Yeah.
All right, Bill, thanks.
Thanks, Bill. Travelers are dealing with a 1-2 punch to start. Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So we're tracking lake effect snow tomorrow. This is a look at the snowfall forecast. We're expecting this very narrow band of snow to set up near or just south of the New York State Thruway, and this could produce as much as 5 to 9 inches of snowfall, or some locally higher amounts too. Outside of that narrow band, there's going to be a pretty sharp cutoff. In fact, I think there's places north of the Mohawk Valley that may see very little snowfall tomorrow out of this too. It's just the nature of lake effect. It's very, very localized, and it's very much wind-driven. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. There is snow in Hamilton, Montgomery, and Fulton counties from low pressure that's continuing to move away from upstate New York. We are going to see snow move in from the west tonight with some lake effect snow moving in. It's going to stay on the cold side. Temperatures will be in the 30s here throughout the week. Coldest day will be tomorrow with highs in the low 30s. If you're taking the dog for a walk this evening, again, dress nice and warm. Looking at a few light snow showers, but generally walkable conditions. Tonight's featured dog is Gibson from Marcy. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
A local hotel is nominated as one of the best.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking lake effect snow that develops tonight and will impact Tuesday morning's drive. It's a live look in Oneonta, a temperature of 27 degrees. It's just been a cold day. We've seen some light snow, especially earlier this morning. And there is still light snow falling in spots, especially heading east. If you're driving out towards Albany, you'll be running into this from St. Johnsville eastward. This is moving out. What's moving in is to the west. We are tracking lake effect snow showers. The winds are lining off of Lake Ontario, and we'll see this develop tonight and be with us as we head into tomorrow. Here's a look at the timeline of what to expect. And again, this starts tonight, so it could create a few slippery spots late tonight into early tomorrow. I think the worst of this is going to be Tuesday morning in terms of the intensity. We're expecting a very narrow band of snow that could cause some whiteouts. It's supposed to be very narrow, so it's not going to affect a large area, but if you're traveling, do expect very rapid changes in weather conditions, especially if you're heading south or west of Utica tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening, things start to wind down. Could still see a few slippery spots. It's going to be a cold day tomorrow, too. Dress nice and warm. With the wind, it's going to feel like teens in the morning and then only low 20s in the afternoon. Skywatchers checking in. Again, it's a cold day. Whitesboro 33, Clinton 29, Old Forge 24, Jeff and Mohawk 32, Hartwick, Deb with 27. Low pressure continues to head to the east, and it's going to change the wind direction tonight, allowing that lake effect snow to develop. This is what we're expecting through 7 p.m. tomorrow. We're thinking a general 2 to 5 inches of accumulation for most of central New York, and this dark blue indicates the heaviest band. And the exact placement is never really certain, but this is the general idea. Obviously, a small shift in the wind direction that will take this north or south. So if you're pretty close to this area, do expect some poor visibility at times Tuesday morning. And then heading south, there's going to be less snowfall in Cooperstown, Oneonta. There's also going to be what's called a snow shadow north of Little Falls. So there'll be one spot that gets a lot less snowfall, and we think it's going to be in this part of Herkimer County, the central part of it. And again, this will be developing throughout tonight and be heaviest tomorrow morning. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Again, lake effect snow develops tonight. Here's the scene, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. The steadiest snow looks to be south and west of Utica. It's going to be very close. And then this band will lift in from the south as we head throughout the day. So steady snow in the late morning. We do get a break in the afternoon time. The snow moves back to the north heading into tomorrow night. So this is going to come in a couple of waves. Again, the morning and then late in the day. The last round, the later round, should be relatively light. Really shouldn't be a big deal. That does produce an inch or two of snowfall, and we do get into an active pattern heading into Wednesday and Thursday. There will be more snow tomorrow night, a trace to an inch for many areas, an inch or two possible north of the Mohawk Valley. Tonight, lake effect snow, low of 26. The morning drive looks slippery tomorrow. Again, that narrow band could produce some poor visibility at times and slick spots. Temperatures in the low 30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow showers Wednesday and Thursday. This looks light. This doesn't look problematic for the most part. Temperatures in the upper 30s. We're dry on Friday, cloudy 38. Return to sunshine Saturday 39. Rain late Sunday 43. And then rain and snow showers looking ahead to Monday. We'll be right back.
With Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
We all felt winter-like conditions today, and tomorrow we will all see winter-like conditions.
Yeah, starting now, we are under a winter weather advisory because of lake effect snow. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking it all for us from the Weather Center.
Yes, this is going to be problematic for the drive tomorrow. It's not going to be a major event, but again, if you're driving in the middle of this, you're going to need to expect winter conditions, poor visibility, slippery roads will be possible tomorrow. This is a live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're watching this develop to the west. This is actually the very beginning of it. This lake effect snow will be developing tonight. A general 2 to 5 inches of accumulation surrounding the heaviest part of this band. We think that it's going to be just south of the Mohawk Valley. We've got this narrow blue line indicating 5 to 9 inches of accumulation. Again, just south of Utica, just south of Rome, but pretty close here. And again, this is mostly falling tomorrow morning into the late morning. Then things will start to slow down. Temperatures this evening will be below freezing, snow showers, no problems on the roads, at least tonight, early tonight. Then things will be changing for the drive on Tuesday. We're timing out this lake effect band, and we'll let you know when things start to melt and dry out. Look at the forecast coming up. Prison, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. A horse stable.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking lake effect snow that will be moving in tonight and will impact the Tuesday morning drive. A live look in downtown Utica. Things are quiet. If you're heading out this evening, we will see some light snow showers, but we're not expecting any problems driving. The only exception would be if you're heading east towards Albany. There's widespread steady snow happening in the Capital District tonight. This is moving away from us. We are watching to the west. The winds are aligning into the northwest, and that's going to produce a band of lake effect snow tonight. Here's a look at the timeline of what to expect. Things will unfold tonight, so there will be a few slippery spots, but I think the highest impact will be tomorrow morning. Lake effect snow. And it's going to be locally heavy. There's going to be a narrow band. We think there's going to be a narrow band that could produce whiteouts, or at the very least poor visibility and slippery roads. So if you're driving, expect very changeable conditions, especially if you're heading west or south of Utica in the morning. Tuesday evening, things start to wind down. There could be a few lingering slick spots, but I think things will be better compared to the morning in terms of travel. It'll be a cold day tomorrow. The wind will be picking up, so we'll deal with the wind chill. It's going to feel like teens and 20s tomorrow, so dress nice and warm. It's going to definitely feel like a winter day. Skywatchers, Clinton 29, Micah New Hartford 32, Bill in Old Forge 24, Donna in Norway 30, Hartwick, Deb with 27, Skinevus, Gary 31. Low pressure continues to head to the east. That's what's producing snow in the Capital District, but again, this is moving east. We'll see lake effect snow develop tonight. The general idea is most areas pick up about 2 to 5 inches of accumulation throughout tonight and tomorrow. This is through tomorrow evening, but this blue zone indicates the narrow, heavier band, which we think is going to be just south of the New York State Thruway, or at least just south of Utica, I should say. This also extends into the Tug Hill, and this stays just north of Route 20. There's also going to be less snowfall heading into Cooperstown and Oneonta with the winds not favoring these areas, but there will also be a lower amount of snowfall in central Herkimer County, just north of the Mohawk Valley. I think there's going to be a snow shadow here. So pretty complicated picture, but the general idea is the worst of this is tomorrow morning. So we'll take a look at our skycast here. Again, those bands develop tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. This heaviest bands look to be just south of Utica. So expect some tricky travel in the morning. There will be some breaks in the afternoon and early evening, but then the winds turn back to the west, so this snow is going to lift to the north and produce additional accumulation tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. We do pick up more snowfall tomorrow night. An inch or two of accumulation is possible north of the Mohawk Valley, an additional trace to an inch of snowfall for the Mohawk Valley and southern valleys. Lake effect snow tonight, low of 26. Lake effect snow tomorrow, especially in the morning. 33 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow showers Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not expecting any big impacts on travel on those days. Cloudy skies Friday 38. Sunshine is back on Saturday. Looks like the pick of the week. Temperatures in the upper 30s.
You just have to wait till Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill.
The news with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get to all those stories in a moment. First, we are dealing with a winter weather advisory for parts of our viewing area. Could make for tricky travel tomorrow morning. Let's get right to the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking it all. Some lake effect coming our way, but interesting you pointed out, just posted on Facebook a short time ago, some lake effect from Oneida Lake.
Yeah, it's happening tonight. It's uncommon to see that, but we are seeing that tonight. Oneida Lake is about as small of a lake as you can get to make this happen. You can see it right here, though. Just south and west of Rome. This band is coming from Oneida Lake. We will be seeing more snow develop over the next several hours. Most of this happens tomorrow morning. This lake effect snow is expected to produce as much as 5 to 9 inches in the steadiest band. And that band is going to be really narrow. We think it's going to be just south of the Mohawk Valley. So that's the spot we're watching closely. Outside of that band, this snow won't be anywhere near as heavy. 29 degrees is the current temperature. It's chilly out there. It feels like 20. And again, we're tracking snow developing tonight. Again, your morning commute does look slippery, especially south and west of Utica. We're tracking lake effect snow, and when this does come to an end, a look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, the Senate passes a bill.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look at downtown Utica. We are tracking some snow showers that will be developing tonight, and this will turn into some lake effect snow. And the bands will be heavy in certain areas. We're taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this area of snow that you see right in the middle of the screen, that's coming from Oneida Lake. It's a combination of Lake Ontario, but specifically Oneida Lake, creating this band that's actually bringing some light snow to downtown Utica. It's an interesting setup. Tonight we're going to see more lake effect snow develop. You can see the band starting to form off of Lake Ontario. And again, this is going to be developing here tonight. Here's a timeline. Overnight, I'm not expecting any big issues, any major travel concerns. Tomorrow morning, the travel concerns will be very localized. We've got this band of heavy snow that's going to be very narrow, that can produce poor visibility and slick roadways. And by the evening, things start to settle down. Still a few slick spots out there, but things look better compared to the morning. It's cold tomorrow, dress nice and warm. High temperatures in the low 30s, wind chills in the teens and low 20s. Low pressure continues to move to the east. Actually brought a decent amount of snow today, several inches across northeastern New York and into Vermont. We are tracking the lake effect in its wake. This will be developing here tonight. And tomorrow, we're expecting a general 5 to 9 inches of accumulation in that really specific heaviest part of the band, which we think is going to happen just south of the Mohawk Valley. Outside of that dark blue, snowfall rates will drop pretty substantially. You're thinking of just a couple of inches around there, including Utica, Little Falls, and parts of the Route 20 corridor. And there's going to be additional snow up near the Tug Hill, along with the northern Herkimer County. But again, it's not a big event here, but it is going to be enough to make things slippery. Tonight, lake effect snow develops. We start out tomorrow morning with bands of snow, especially south and west of Utica. Temperatures will be in the low 30s tomorrow afternoon with scattered snow showers. Lake effect snow lifts to the north tomorrow night. We are tracking some light snow accumulation overnight into Wednesday. And we could pick up another inch or two of snowfall tomorrow night, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Tonight, lake effect snow, low of 26. Tomorrow, lake effect snow, especially in the morning. Things get a little bit easier in the afternoon and evening. Again, just a cold, breezy afternoon, a high of 33. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow showers Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not expecting any big travel issues on those days, but we could see a minor accumulation of snow, especially in the hilltops. Friday, mostly cloudy, 38. The sun returns Saturday, finally, 39. And then rain returns late Sunday, rain and snow showers Monday.
I'd say we could use the precipitation, but I don't think anybody would agree with me, except maybe you.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming
The
up.
news with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to get to all of those stories in a moment. But first, we're dealing with a little winter weather advisory in parts of our viewing area, and that could make for some tricky travel tomorrow morning. Let's get right over to the Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking it all. That lake effect's starting to develop now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting some snow that's moving off the lakes, and it is impacting our area. It's fairly light so far. This is going to be picking up as we head into the course of tonight. I want to zoom in here and show you something interesting happening. This band is actually being, well, not just caused by, but is enhanced by Oneida Lake. That's coming into play here, and it's actually producing some locally heavier snowfall just south of Rome into Utica tonight. So we're going to continue to watch this, and right now it looks like the bulk of this, at least the narrow, heavy band of snow, looks to be just south of the Mohawk Valley tomorrow, as much as 5 to 9 inches in that narrow zone. Otherwise, we're talking about an inch or two region-wide for the most part heading into tomorrow. And again, the morning commute's going to be pretty tricky, but then things will be improving in the afternoon. Current temperature 29 degrees, tracking lake effect snow tonight. It starts to pick up throughout the course of tonight, and it's most problematic for the morning commute. We're tracking, again, how much accumulates and when this winds down, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, the Senate passes
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. We're getting some light snow. Roads are wet, so this isn't having a high impact on travel just yet, but I think it will tomorrow as the lake effect continues to develop tonight. Here's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We zoom in and we can see these bands coming off of Oneida Lake, kind of getting an extra boost of snow tonight. It's still pretty light, but we will be seeing more of this heading into tomorrow as lake effect snow develops from the west. Here's a look at what to expect in terms of the timeline. Tonight, lake effect snow becomes heavier towards daybreak, and there will be a few slick spots. Tuesday morning, the band of lake effect snow, there will be a very narrow band that could have some poor visibility and slick roads. That would be the worst of it. Otherwise, it's a fairly typical winter day with some light snow that continues into Tuesday evening with a couple of slick spots. It's going to be a cold day. It's going to feel like winter, too. Temperatures will only be in the low 30s. The wind chill will be in the teens and low 20s in the afternoon. As we look at the bigger picture, low pressure continues to head to the east. We actually got pretty lucky today. Several inches of snow fell in northeastern New York as this low moved to the east. And we're seeing the development of lake effect snow for tomorrow. Again, for most of us, this is just an inch or two of accumulation throughout the day. But in this dark blue, there could be several inches of snowfall, and that's most likely to fall just south of Utica. And it could extend into southern Herkimer County and potentially into Madison County. It's pretty close here, but that's the general placement of the band during the day. Storm Tracker 2 Skycasts. Lake effect snow develops tonight. This is the same tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Again, those bands look to be heaviest just south of Utica. They drift south in the afternoon and then back to the north as the winds change direction tomorrow. So we will see more snow in the evening as well as tomorrow night. We actually do pick up additional snowfall tomorrow night. For most of us, it's just a trace to an inch, but north of the Mohawk Valley, we could be talking about 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. Lake effect snow tonight, low of 26. Lake effect snow tomorrow, especially in the morning, 33. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain and snow on Wednesday and Thursday. This is fairly light, and I'm not expecting any big travel issues, but we'll keep an eye on it, especially along the hilltops. Friday, cloudy, 38. Sunshine returns on Saturday. The nicest day of the week, really the only nice day of the week. High temperature of 39.
This is pretty close to what we're going to see now from now on. We're
getting into that time of year.
We're not going to see 50 for a while again. All righty, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, the Clark Sports